Good. So welcome tonight, guys, to our Own Your Own Life event. Today is Tuesday the 11th, I think, of July, and tonight we're getting to launch two ladies' businesses. So the lovely Jodie and Beck are launching their businesses tonight. So thanks to everyone who's jumped on to support them. I know your support means a lot, and also if you're watching the recording, I'm sure the girls really appreciate you taking the time to check out what they're up to. My name's Tanika. I've been involved in the Juice Plus company now for just over 18 months. I'm a mama of 3 and live on the Gold Coast. And before Juice Plus came into my life, I was working 5 days a week as a teacher, and I was feeling really stretched and stressed, I suppose, in a lot of ways. My husband has his own business also, and I was kind of getting to the point where I felt like I wasn't living true to my values, and I was searching for something else. So to cut a long story short, fast forward 18 months now, and I got to leave my job 12 months into this business, or I think it was 9 actually, which was pretty cool. And I get to do this all the time now. So this is really what I call work, although it's not work. It's just really connecting with so many amazing people who are ready to take either their health or their wealth or both to the next level. And that's one thing that I really loved about this business was not only can we better our own and our family's health, but we can also start creating that extra income that helps us to dream again and to be able to say yes to more and not have to live week to week, and, you know, having more month left at the end of the money, which isn't a good thing. And I know so many people are living like that these days because the cost of whatever it might be, expenses, kids, whatever, it's really hard to get by for a lot of people now. So I'm really blessed that this business came into my life and I get to share it with so many other amazing people now and help, you know, create their dreams for them and hold their hand along this journey, and watch some amazing lives and stories unfold along the way. So tonight you're going to be hearing from a couple of people. We've got a couple of product shares where some girls are going to share a little bit about the benefits that they've started to notice with the products already. And then we're going to switch over to the business a little bit later on, and then you're going to hear a couple of girls also sharing about their business stories. So I'm going to start off with the product tonight. So for those who haven't seen our product before, it's called Juice Plus, and these are the magic beans that we have. So these are the capsules. They're a vegan capsule. And by taking these daily, you're actually flooding your body with close to 30 different whole fruits and veggies every single day. They're vine ripened, so they're picked at the very peak of ripeness, which is so different to what we get in the supermarkets these days, right? Like they've been picked months ago, they're put into cold storage, and then they're really just flooded with so many chemicals and stuff to make them look really nice and appealing to the consumer. So they're really green and shiny and whatever with the apples and things like that, but they don't have that nutrient value that they used to have. And I think nowadays that's why we're seeing so much disease and inflammation in our lives and in our world, because of that. We're just not getting that goodness that we used to get when there were little farmers years ago back in the day, you know, and would go down to, not that I'm talking from experience obviously, but back, you know, 50 or 60 years ago, I'm sure our parents and our grandparents, they had that peak ripeness because they were just going to the end of the street to their friends who had apple farms and things like that, and that's really not the case these days. So to be able to flood our bodies with these every single day, there's so many amazing benefits that we can get from that. And not only is it just peace of mind, knowing that we're actually getting 30 different fruits and veggies and berries into our body every single day, but we've got so many amazing medical published journal studies with amazing results. Like people have really gone off their medication to do with anxiety or depression or high blood pressure, or, you know, so many amazing studies out there that we have. I think our company is actually one of the only companies worldwide that we have 30 plus studies done on our product. So it's a very well researched product. and they're all, they're all independently run, so it's no benefit to the uni or whatever. They're just doing a study with all of these people, and then we're getting to publish the results and share them with amazing people. So it's not just a hearsay of testimonies that we might have heard, but it's real. And that's the thing that I loved about this. Another thing that I really loved when I came across this product, and for those who have been taking multivitamins before, this is definitely not a multivitamin. If you have a look at the label on the back, you can actually read what's in it, which is so different to multivitamins that we're buying from the chemist or the supermarket, where we can't really understand what we're actually taking, but we just take it because we think that it's good for us. The difference between our product and a multivitamin is that this is 100% natural. There's nothing synthetic in it. So our body actually recognizes this because it's real food. So your body knows exactly what it needs to be doing with it. So you don't notice that yellow, we call it disco wee. When you take multivitamins, you might notice that when you go to the toilet, it's a real fluoro yellow color. Right? And that's just a sign that your body doesn't know what to do with it. So it's automatically just peeing it out. Whereas when we take this, nothing changes. And that's purely because our body knows, it recognizes it, and it knows exactly what to do with it. So we're taking things like papaya, date, cherries, prunes, peaches. That's just a couple of things from these capsules. And, there's so many things: kale, garlic, beetroot, spinach, parsley, things that we definitely wouldn't eat on a daily basis. So even if you feel like you have quite a healthy diet at the moment and you're getting, the right amounts of fruits and veggies into your diets, you're probably not eating 30 things every single day, right? So basically our company bridges the gap between what we should be eating and what we actually are eating. So we definitely don't promote this as take these and don't eat fruits and veggies. That's not the way that our product works. But what you'll find, and what a lot of us really notice in the beginning especially, is that once you start flooding your bodies with all of these nutrients, you start craving the good food. It actually crowds out the bad. So it's like anything, right? You have... I was addicted to chocolate before I started on Juice Plus, and it did take me a while to get over that craving. I think it was more habit in the beginning. But when you're flooding your body with chocolate, from what I was doing, I'm feeling like it every single day. So I was craving that daily and having it daily because that's what my body was used to. So when you're having this and you're flooding your body with this every day, your taste buds start to change and you start to crave real food. And I think that's one thing that a lot of us can really vouch for that. And we don't promote it as a weight loss product, obviously, but what you'll find is when you start taking these, you'll really notice that you're starting to crave those foods. So as a little bit of a result, you might start losing some weight because you're not feeling like all that junk that you used to be eating. Our other product that we have, where did I put it, is our Juice Plus Complete. This is an amazing whole food powder. It has 17 superfoods in it. And instead of having that protein powder that once again has all the synthetic stuff in it, this definitely does not have anything synthetic. It has things like mushroom powder, yucca powder, pomegranate, spirulina. There's so many different things in here that once again we're not eating on a regular basis. The mushroom powder is a B12 vitamin, which is really, really good for our bodies, and it's also a really hard vitamin to get into our bodies. So we've had some amazing results from people who are on this, and I can vouch for that for one of my customers. She's actually dropped her anxiety medication by half now from having one of these every single day, which is awesome. That's what I really love about this business, is hearing those stories that you're actually part of, the reason why they're getting such amazing results. So it helps with anxiety and depression because it actually has a product in here called niacin. And niacin is a natural mood booster. it's a feel-good enhancer, and that's why people go off their medications, or at least cut their medications down. Especially if they're having one daily, they're getting that into their bodies every single day. We make protein balls with these, chocolate milkshakes. At the moment, we're making hot chocolates with these. And it's just so nice for me, having 3 girls, knowing that when I make their hot chocolates, or if they're doing it themselves because they're older now, it's not just like rubbish, right? Sugar and chocolate and all that stuff. It's actually they're getting all of this goodness into their bodies, and they don't even know it. You make it exactly the same, you know, mix it with a bit of milk, hot water, and like I said, you can do protein balls with them. Pancakes, this vanilla sachet is really good for pancakes. We make them nearly every weekend. Another part of our products, or how you get access to our program through our products, is by every customer who is a customer on Juice Plus, they get access to our amazing program. It's called the Juicy Body Transformation Program. It's actually written by a lady called Kira Westwick, and she was actually a top 10 contestant on MasterChef a couple of years ago. So she was known as a health guru, and we're very, very blessed to have her part of our Juice Plus company, and she's actually written a program for us. So she has loads of recipes that actually have these in a lot of the recipes. There's meal plans, there's detox programs. She releases stuff all the time, which is amazing. These are just some of the guides that we have out at the moment, which you all get access to. You can print them out, or you can download them onto an iPad, however you like to have your recipes. But this is the chocolate recipe book that we have at the moment. This is a 8-week shred that we had running a couple of months ago, and I think we're just about to start our 3rd one very soon. And we actually have one of our teamies now, Clinton, and he is one of Helena's teamies, who he actually won the 8-week shred. So out of hundreds and hundreds of people, he won $2,500, which is pretty awesome. And he has such a strong belief in the product and the program now that he decided to jump on board with the business, which is pretty cool. So he has an amazing story. This is just another one of the recipe books. So they're all very, very family-friendly recipes. Because Kira has kids as well, and she realizes that, you know, we don't want to be spending unnecessary time in the kitchen preparing different meals for us than we are for our kids. So one of my girls' favorite recipes is the clean KFC and the honey chicken. So it's amazing. You really need to try that. And the last product that we have is the kids' chews, or the adults can also take these. My nan is on these chews because she's getting a bit old now and can't take capsules. So she has these chews every morning. They also have the 17 fruits and veggies in them. Unfortunately, we don't have the berry chews in Australia, although I was in the US for conference a couple of months ago, so I did get the berry chews, and they are pretty awesome. But these are actually classed as not a multivitamin, but a supplement for kids. A lot of the other kids' multivitamins that are in the supermarkets and stuff are actually classed as confectionery because of the high sugar content. So this is one of the only products on the market that is actually classed in the health and nutrition industry, which is really nice to know. They're not covered in sugar like a lot of the other multivitamins I used to give my kids that were covered in sugar. So, you know, they have all the amazing goodness in it. It's just blended with some tapioca just to make it that gummy form. And they're basically the same consistency if you think of those raspberry lollies that we can get. They're just about the same size and the same texture and everything as that. So none of my kids have any problem with these, and all of my customers' kids really love them as well. They're a really nice flavour, and we can also have them in the afternoon when you're feeling like something a bit sweet. You can definitely grab these, and that's what we tend to do in our house too. They don't really last all that long. So that basically covers our products. It's a really simple, we don't have many, which is the amazing thing about this. It's whole food. There's nothing synthetic, nothing processed. They're all vegan. We have vegan capsules, and also these are gluten-free and wheat-free and dairy-free and all of that. So if people are having allergies and or issues with certain things, they can still definitely take this. The other good thing I'll just quickly mention about all of our products is that there's no warning labels on anything. So whether you're breastfeeding, if you're pregnant, if you're elderly, whatever that might be, these are totally 100% safe to take, which is pretty cool, right? Because if there's a warning label and you can't take it when you're pregnant, you have to, or breastfeeding or whatever it might be, you kind of have to question what's in the product, right? Obviously there's something that's really not that good for you. So we might cross over to the amazing Jodie now. Jodie's launching her business tonight. So there's two Jodies actually. So first we'll hear from Jodie O'Brien, who is launching tonight, and then we'll hear from another Jodie who's going to share her business story as well. So I'll just take you off mute, Jodie. And yeah, I'd love for you to share with us just a little bit. I know you've only just started in the business and you haven't been on the product for all that long, but if you could just share with us a little bit about what you're loving about the product already, and yeah, what you're excited about.
I started on the product on the 19th of June, and within a week I was already feeling more energy and I was getting up earlier. I'm actually doing exercise for the first time in months or even maybe years. My backstory is I was working for the same company for about 12 years. In 2012, I came back from maternity leave and I was gung-ho to climb the corporate ladder, and my focus became all about work. And at the time, I thought I was doing it for the right reasons, for the family, but I got some blinders on. And sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
You got this, Jode.
You've got this, Jode.
We'll do it for you.
Yeah.
For me. Come on, girlie.
You okay, Han? This is the thing that with this business,
Jodie.
People get emotional sometimes, and that's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with letting your emotions flow, and we're all here. We've all got your back.
So, because I was working so hard and I was actually putting my family second, and it started affecting my home life.
Yeah.
And, I thought I was doing it for the right reasons. More money meant, paying the mortgage off quicker and things like that.
Mm.
But then I got stuck in with these blinders and thinking I was doing the right thing, and it was really hard to stop myself from doing it. So I got into this really bad habit, and I did that for probably 3 years. And at the time we had a manager who wasn't really suited to the job. So I was, picking up some slack and really working hard and, trying to impress the bosses. What happened is I slowly started disconnecting from my friends and family because I was so busy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So became overworked and then really unappreciated at work, actually, is the truth about it. All that hard work really didn't pay off, and started to really feel quite depressed and anxious. And then for 2 years straight, I've been struggling with cold and flus, sinus, off and on for every probably couple of months. And that took its toll. So I started to get very anxious and very depressed, and obviously withdrew even more. So my social life was pretty much non-existent. It was just work. So that's where I pretty much hit rock bottom and almost had a breakdown. So at Christmas time this year, I finally had enough and I quit my job. Had 2 months off with the kids, which was fantastic. Started a new job in February, and it's great bosses and it's stress-free, but I was still getting sick. So I was still getting the flu, still having colds all the time. My last cold was actually lasted 2 months straight. And pretty much that's when I got to my desperate point. And I had seen Helena's posts on Facebook, and I saw a couple and I didn't think much of it. And then one day I'm sitting on a lounge and I just absolutely had enough. And I thought, no, bugger it, I'm going to contact Helena and see what this is about. And it pretty much was a shut up and take my money kind of moment. I was at that point where I just was ready to try anything. So got on the product, and as I said, within a week I started seeing results, and husband and kids obviously started benefiting from that because I was spending more time with them, engaging more with them, because I'm not afraid to admit that while I was in my low points, I didn't engage with my husband and my kids, and that's terrible to say now, but you know, fixing that now, so it's on track again. So I'm just trying to read my notes while I'm going. So the exercise and eating better. My second week in, I actually noticed that I had no more sugar cravings, and like yourself, Tanika, I was a huge chocolate fan, and that was a big thing for me. And lots of sugar in the coffees, and 4 coffees a day. I've had 2 coffees in the last 2 weeks. I just don't feel like it anymore. Haven't had any sugar really for the last 3 weeks. So the home life is better. Mum came to visit me a couple of weeks ago, and she could see the difference in me already, and she showed a bit of interest in the product. So I thought, well, if I'm going to be sharing it with family and friends, then maybe I can make a business out of it and benefit a little bit. Came into the business with absolutely no expectations, and the first week I met all you beautiful people, and it felt really good to be a part of. So that has been wonderful. The money side of things for me is just the icing on the cake. I don't see this as a money-making business, even though that would be fantastic. The biggest benefit I've already got out of being 1 week into this business is human contact again. This business is a tool for me to get back out there and actually start connecting with people. Went to a coffee with a friend of mine on Saturday, and it's the most comfortable I have been with him for 3 years. The conversation was just very light and easy. I'm connecting with friends from years and years ago from high school that I haven't spoken to for years, and that's feeling really good. My relationships overall are just starting to improve. So this business, I guess, really, it's a tool for me to reconnect with people, but it's also a bit of therapy actually for me, which is fantastic. So I was listening to one of Kira's things the other day actually, and she talked about emotional revenue, and that's probably what's going to be the biggest benefit for me in this journey. So I can build back my self-esteem and my confidence while I'm helping other people, and that's going to be fantastic for me, I think.
Wow, that's amazing. Good job, girl. I'm so proud of you. What an amazing story. And, just to hear that, and even to see how far you've come and how much you've actually got out of this product and this business in such early days is just incredible, to think, what are you going to be like in another month, 2 months, 12 months down the track? And we do definitely say this business is a business disguised as a personal development business, because I can totally relate to you, and I'm sure so many of these other girls and guys on here can as well. We really start to dream, but also to feel that we're worthy, and we start to find ourselves again. And once we start feeling like that, we just want to share it with so many other people, because we know how many people are actually feeling stuck in exactly that same position that you were. And that's the awesome thing that we get to do in this business, is to help people to realize that life doesn't have to be like that, and I think you're so lucky, I suppose, in a way, and whether you believe in luck or coincidence or whatever, but for you to see what Helena was up to, and for you just to reach out, and initially it was just to do with the product. I think it gets to that point for so many people that they're watching what's going on and whatever, but once they get to that point of, I'm sick of feeling like this, she looks like she's having fun, or this product sounds amazing, and once you just reach out, then that's what happens with so many people. So thank you so much for being so real and raw and honest with us, and I'm so excited to see what this next 12 months brings for you.
Thank you.
So now we're going to switch over to the other Jodie, who's been on the product for a little while now, and she's just going to share a little bit about her results of what she's had so far. Thanks.
Hey, am I off mute?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so basically with the product, what got me interested, I was pretty much the same as Jodie, always really sick. I had major sinus issues, chronic sinusitis. I've just had the surgery and it feels amazing. But Kerry reached out to me because I kept having statuses on my Facebook like, what are some concoctions people are taking? Like, I need more stuff to build my immune system. And Kerry reached out to me and she told me about the product. At first, I was really skeptical when I watched the product video. I was just like, oh, it's just another gimmick. It's just another thing. However, I'd done my own research and, what really resonated with me was the scientific backing this product has. So, for example, I actually got up the one I read. So this one here about the reduction of common cold symptoms. And it was published in 2010. And what I really liked was the result of the product was that people who are healthcare professionals, and I'm a special ed teacher, so I'm around sick kids every day. So healthcare professionals that are exposed to patient contact every day had a 20% reduction in moderate to severe common cold symptoms. That really sold the product to me because last year I had 25 sick days off work. That's a lot of sick days to have, especially when you're a teacher and you get all these holidays. I just started on the berries. That was how I got into it. And after 2 weeks, my glands were not swollen anymore. So that was an amazing feeling in itself. And with my glands being down, I just wasn't getting all those common cold and flu symptoms and picking up everything the kids would bring in every day. So along with that, my skin had a lot of blotchy red stuff over my face, and that's completely gone now. And after 2 or 3 weeks being on the berries, that went. And definitely I had a lot of compliments from parents, from the kids at school about my skin. I also had a lot of compliments from co-workers as well who have shown interest in the product. I'm now on the premium capsules, so the fruit, veggies and the berries. And I can tell you, after my surgery and I ended up getting a staph infection, I didn't eat for 10 days. I did not have any solid food. So these capsules really help me get the nutrients from the fruit and the veggies and the berries into my system. So I think that's what helped me get over it so quick, because they told me I'd still be off work today and I'm not. I'm back at school. So that's good. And, why I think these capsules work so well is because, like Nick said before, they're absorbed straight into your bloodstream. And they work hand in hand with the JVT program. And I cook those meals every single night. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you would have seen I would have made the dal tonight, which was amazing. And in the future, what I want to see from the product, or what I'm hoping to see from the product, is that, when I go back to the gym, when I'm cleared to go back in a couple of weeks, I'll just be going back to Olympic weightlifting completely. And those classes are on at 7 o'clock at night. And normally in the past, I get there at 7 and I am just shot. I can't do it. I'm just so tired. I can't lift very much. Well, I think I can't lift very much. And so, I'd really like to see how my energy is going to change at that point in time of the day, and how, my PBs will improve and how quickly my strength comes back. So that's my product share. And thanks, Jodie, for launching a business tonight. That's a really awesome story and a really good name.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Jodie. Wow, awesome stories tonight. I love your shares. Thanks so much, girls. And that's what I love about this business, is that, actually, let me have a quick look. I think the only person I knew on here before starting in this business was Leah, and Tracy O, I think, is on. They're the only two people. So out of 15 people on tonight, I only knew 2. And that's one of the concerns that a lot of people have when they start looking into this business. One of the first things that they come up with is that they don't know many people. And this tonight just gives you a true reflection of the fact that you really don't need to know that many people. I'm just going to grab my little trusty whiteboard here and just show you a little bit about how our business works, and just show you a visual on how you really don't need to know that many people. So when I came into this business, my friend Kylie, who's up here, she introduced me to the business. So as you can see, my name is not Kylie tonight, it's Tanika. She's over in New Zealand skiing, and I'm taking the reins tonight. But she was the one who introduced me into the business, and this is me with a little happy smiley face because I was really happy and excited. Right from the get-go, I saw a massive vision on what this business could actually be for me. So I was very smiley. And let me see, let's say Leah. Oh, yeah, sorry. Thank you for telling me to spotlight myself so you guys can see. Thanks, Trace. There we go. That's a bit better. So, yeah, this is me. And then let's say just for tonight, I introduced this business to a girl called Carly. And Carly introduced this business to a lady called Leah, who's actually on tonight. So Leah and I linked arms, and I actually knew Leah because she's a dance mum and both of our girls dance, so I did know her. But then she came into the business, and she also connected with, there's a lot of other, just to add, like there's a lot of other people out here on the sidelines, or a few others. But just to give you a little bit of an overall idea, Leah introduced the business to Helena. Actually, there's a girl called Tony in here. It's all getting so crazy now. I'm losing track of who's who and who's under who. But anyway, this is Tony, and then Tony introduced it to Helena. And Helena is one of the girls who's going to share in a second. And she actually was the one who Jodie was talking about before, who was doing some posts on Facebook and got Jodie curious because she'd got to that stage in her life where she really felt that she needed something else. So Helena introduced Jodie into the business as well. So this just goes to show you that although I knew Carly and I did know Leah, but I didn't know any of these other people under here, right? So Tony's also got some other teamies out here, and now they're starting to bring on team as well. And Helena's the same. She's got Clinton, who we were just talking about before, that won the shred, and she's got others as well out here. Leah's also got loads of teamies now. She's been in the business for a while too. But as you can see, this is kind of what we call the popcorn effect, but you really don't need to know that many people. I didn't know any of these people until they got connected into this business, and that's what I really love now. I get to link arms and meet so many amazing people, help share the vision and their passion and drive and desire for what they want to create out of this business. And some people come into the business, not having dreamt about anything for so many years, and this really teaches us to dream again. And in the beginning, it might only be for a couple of $100s a month, right? Because people can't dream or see anything bigger than that. But once you've been in the business for a while and you hear some amazing stories of the success that other people are creating, it helps you to start to think, well, maybe I could do that, maybe I could cut down a couple of days at work or whatever. But the good thing about this business is that it's totally up to you. You're your own boss. You can put in as much or as little into this business, and your pay and the dollars that are landing in your bank account are just going to be a reflection of that. So as your pay starts to go up, that's just an indication that you're changing so many lives, whether it be just with people's health and the product, or whether it be financially as well. So we might switch over to Beck, who's also launching tonight. Thank you for being patient, Beck. And her amazing husband and very supportive husband, Matt, is sitting
Husband to be.
Husband to be, actually. Husband to be. He's my fiance.
Oh, how sweet. So, Matt, feel free to, add in anything that Beck doesn't mention or
I'm not shy, don't worry, I'll feel free.
Okay. My story starts thanks to my sister Vicky. She's a business partner, as you probably noticed on tonight. She came to me and said, because I was diagnosed earlier this year with a strep infection, Ross River, and plus the Baja Forest River. So I had to give up work to stay home with my kids, and I was tired all the time. Since taking the Juice Plus only about a month ago, Matt was quite surprised on how much energy I had. My motivation to do jobs changed. He didn't have to do as much as he had to do. And then I got my kids onto the chewables, and they've done a 360. My son that was doing tantrums, not happy, not doing what he wanted to do, I don't have that anymore. He's craving fruits and veggies more, even though with our fruit and veggies, we've got a great man who delivers fruit and veggies to us every week, and our order's $70 to $80 a week because we go through so much. And then my daughter, who we had trouble getting out of bed of a morning, she's up, happy and contented, and
Oh, well, she's up. Doesn't like waiting.
but she's happy, and we're just finding that the products are working well for us, and I'm more energy, happy, and what do you want to say?
Yeah, well, I was actually really surprised at how well they did work, so I didn't do my own research into them, because I've also, as a sideline business, I do weight management and personal training. And I've done a fair bit of extensive training and this stuff. I deal with a lot of high-end products, not so much the average stuff. I was really impressed with the results I saw with this stuff when I did a bit of research myself. And I'm actually starting to push a few of the products myself on a couple of clients that I've got too, which the biggest thing I do here is it's hard for them to eat properly, and these things sort of give that little extra boost to help them. So, which is really good. So, and as I said, dealing with the high-end stuff is not so much that's too high-end for what I deal with, the people I normally deal with. This stuff's perfect though. And I was just really impressed with what's in them, and the fact that they're all natural and there's nothing else added to them is a real big plus too, which I'm really impressed about.
Yeah, totally. That's awesome. And it's so good that you two can, have a bit of a passion and do something together. And it kind of works both ways, like with your job, Matt, and your work. This sounds like it could really, be a benefit and an extra added bonus and added value that you can add to your clients and work colleagues as well, which is obviously going to help Beck out. So that's really cool that you guys have linked arms together. And
today was the first day I actually was able to do a workout with Matt, and I felt really good. I wasn't tired, and I'm not craving my nana naps that I was having to have. And I'm feeling really, really good. And just since being brought into the business, I picked up my first clientele last week, and I've got potentials on watching tonight. So we'll just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Excited for you.
Thank you.
Yes, awesome share too. Thanks, guys. I know it's a bit scary first up when you're first sharing, but you guys did an amazing job and you didn't seem nervous at all. So good job. We might just switch over to Helena now, who's going to share her business story before we wrap it up. So I'll just take you off mute. And you've taken yourself off. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Hi, Helena.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Thanks for sharing tonight.
Thank you. I don't know how well my net is, sorry.
No, that's okay. Just breaking up a little bit. That's all good. We'll see how we go.
Okay. So I'm a stay-at-home mum to 3 kids, and my husband actually works fly in, fly out. So my business story is I started this because I figure there's so much more to being just a stay-at-home mum. I worked in retail before becoming a stay-at-home mum, and I didn't want to go back into retail. because my ultimate goal is to have my husband not working fly in, fly out, because he misses so much of the kids' life. So I guess this is really been doing this since August, I think it was 2016. So a slow journey for me, but a good journey, and I enjoy it. I really enjoy it just for the fact that, as Jodie said in her little talk, I guess, being a stay-at-home mum, I don't interact, I guess, because I live out of town too. So I don't interact with people, wasn't interacting with people. So I myself become really sheltered, shut myself away. And so I figured I needed something to be doing whilst hubby was away and I had the kids. And I guess they go to bed at 7:30, so it's perfect for me to be able to do this little business in the after hours. I'm not, I don't have to rush off to work and put them in daycare. I can do this when they're in bed or, when they're outside playing. I can, use my phone to be able to jump on and do this little business. So, ultimately that's why I started the business. So hopefully in my little long run, I guess, that hubby can get a job closer to home and we can still afford the lifestyle that we've built on the fly in, fly out pay.
Yeah.
To be quite honest. So thanks Tanika. I guess that's
perfect.
My little business story for now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Selena, for sharing that. And that's definitely an amazing goal to have, to be able to bring your husband home, right? So he can get to spend that time with the kids, because they grow up so fast. My eldest is 16 and I can't believe it. They just, go so quick. Anyways, so before we wrap it up, I'm just going to share a little bit about how we get paid. So that's the exciting part, and that's like, I'm sure for those who are on or who are watching the recording, even Jodie's dog wants to know how we get paid. So I just find this little graph. Oh, he's so cute. I'll just spotlight myself again before I share this. So this is just a little diagram that I've got here, and these are the ways that we get paid. So the R is for retail. So every time we connect a customer to the product, we're getting paid a retail on that. So depending what level you're in the business, depends on how much money is actually landing in your bank account. And as I mentioned before, our pay is a reflection of how many people we're actually sharing the product with and how many people we're helping to create that better financial stability and say yes to more. And the second way that we get paid is commission. So once you start bringing on other team and teaching them, this business is all about teaching. We all come into this business really knowing nothing. And we learn as we go along. So one of the main things that we really say you need to have in this business is not only a desire, but also you need to be teachable, because there's leaders who have gone before us who have got loads of success in this business. So we're just basically following their system. And why recreate the wheel, right? If they're having success, we're going to follow them and do exactly what they're doing so we can have that same success. And the third way that we get paid is bonuses. And this is a super exciting part of our business. We have a little rule in our team that the bonuses need to be spent on you. You need to reward yourself for that hard work and effort that you've been putting into this. And so you need to spend it on yourself. Another awesome thing about this is that because it's a teaching business, when your new team are getting bonuses for reaching certain promotions, you're also getting that teacher bonus. So we all start off down here as a VF. We pay a massive $165 for our own franchise, which is pretty crazy, I think, because, there's so many franchises out there that you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for, and it's not creating that residual income that this business can give you. So the next level that you're getting to is a DVF, and if you get to that level within 10 days, which is really, really super easy, basically you're ordering your own product and you might share it with 2 other people and you're getting a $100 bonus straight away. So instead of paying $165 out of pocket, you're actually only going to be $65 out. And then these are just the levels. I won't go through them all because it probably doesn't really mean that much to you at the moment. But these are just the bonuses that you can pick up along the way. So there's a $400 bonus. And as I mentioned before, the person who taught you this as well is picking up that bonus. The next one's a $600 bonus, a $1,200 bonus, a $1,500 bonus. And then when you're getting to the pinnacle position in our business, which has unlimited potential, as you can see, this is not a pyramid scheme. Every single person has the potential to make it up to this top position. And the only way you can do that is by helping other people along the way. This is National Marketing Director. And when you hit this position, you're actually getting a $3,000 bonus. There's also other bonuses along the way. There's now a $5,000 and $10,000 bonus as well, which is pretty cool. So we're going to wrap it up there, guys, because I'm very cautious of time, and I really appreciate everyone jumping on tonight and giving us your time and supporting those who launch their business. We're very excited for what this business can create for people. If you're the slightest little bit interested, please reach out to that person who either invited you on tonight or who sent you this recording, and get your questions answered, because that's the only way you're going to really know if this is for you. We do say it's not for everyone. This could be for you or it couldn't be for you, but we'd love you to get those questions answered and to reach out to us, and hopefully start dreaming again and seeing what you can actually create in your life. So thanks so much, everyone, for jumping on, and we'll look forward to chatting to you soon. Bye, guys.